Oh, Rockstar. In recent years, Rockstar Games has become an absolute meme. But if you've only started playing Rockstar Games in the past 8 years or so, you may not realize that Rockstar Games is responsible for some of the greatest games in gaming history. Rockstar Games Incorporated is an American video games publisher based in New York City. The company was established in December 1998 as a subsidiary of Take-Two Interactive. Now most of you guys probably only know Rockstar Games for one thing, let's keep it real, and that's GTA 5, baby. Rockstar's moneymaker. Now GTA 5 is undoubtedly one of the greatest games of all time, so naturally all of Rockstar's focus has shifted to GTA Online, but it did not start out this way. Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto is an action-adventure video game developed by DMA Design and published by BMG Interactive. The flavor text reads, "Drive dozens of varied vehicles around 3 of America's toughest cities. Only the best will be able to tame the fastest cars. Only the smartest will know all the shortcuts and the whereabouts of the hottest wheels. Only the toughest will be able to take on the world and finish the job like a professional." The game takes place in Liberty City, Vice City, and San Andreas. The player chooses between one of a group of 8 silent criminals, 4 males and 4 females, looking to work their way up the career ladders of the cities of organized crime. The game was released on PlayStation, PC, and later on the Game Boy Color. Red Dead Revolver. Red Dead Revolver is a 2004 action-adventure video game developed by Rockstar San Diego and published by Rockstar Games. It was the first entry to the Red Dead series and was released for the PlayStation 2 and Xbox in May 2004. Set in the 1800s during the American frontier, the single-player story follows the bounty hunter Red Harlow's quest for revenge after the murder of his parents. The game also featured a local multiplayer mode that allowed 2 players to face off against 2 bots in the form of a free-for-all. Manhunt. Manhunt is a 2003 stealth video game developed by Rockstar North and published by Rockstar Games. Originally released for the PlayStation 2 in November 2003, the game would later see releases on other platforms. Manhunt is a stealth-based, urban-style horror video game played primarily from the third-person perspective. The game consists of 20 levels called scenes, as well as 4 bonus unlockable scenes. The player survives by dispatching enemy gang members, occasionally with firearms, but primarily by stealthily executing them. At the time this game released, there was a lot of controversy surrounding the game due to the graphic manner in which you execute your enemies. The game was outright banned in New Zealand. The game also drew the ire of US representatives who sponsored legislation to fine those who sold adult-themed video games to little kids. The Warriors. The Warriors is a 2005 beat-em-up video game based on the 1979 film of the same name. The game was developed by Rockstar Toronto and published by Rockstar Games. It released in October 2005 for the PlayStation 2 and Xbox, and in February 2007, it also released for the PlayStation Portable. Now, if you were born in the 90s, guys, and you didn't play the Warriors growing up, then I honestly don't know what to tell you. The game revolves around large-scale brawling in 3D environments, as well as a gang of other activities. You see what I did there? The game also featured popular tracks from the original movie, but as of 2016, some of the original tracks were removed due to licensing issues. Bully. Bully is an action-adventure video game developed by Rockstar Vancouver and published by Rockstar Games. It was released on October 17, 2006 for the PlayStation 2, but the game would go on to see later releases on other platforms, including Xbox 360, the Wii, Microsoft Windows, and later on PS4. The game is played from the third-person perspective and is an open-world video game navigated on foot, skateboard, motor scooter, bicycle, or go-kart. Set in the fictional town of Bullsworth, the story follows the juvenile delinquent Jimmy James Hopkins, who involuntarily enrolls at Bullsworth Academy for a year in his efforts to rise through the ranks in order to put a stop to school bullying. Midnight Club. The Midnight Club series of games was developed by Rockstar San Diego and published by Rockstar Games. The Midnight Club games are a series of open-world racing games with arcade-style handling that gives players access to at least one city to open-world race in, taking up races at their own leisure. The game's cars are all real-life models which can be modified mechanically to improve performance. They can also be visually customized by adding modifications such as window decals, personal tints, registration plates, and other aftermarket parts. The Midnight Club series is similar to the Need for Speed series, but mainly the Midtown Madness series, which was previously developed by Angel Studios, focusing on competitive street racing in open-world urban environments. Midnight Club, however, has a much greater emphasis than Midtown Madness. Throughout the series, players race through New York City, London, Los Angeles, Paris, Tokyo, San Diego, Atlanta, and Detroit. The Midnight Club series was inspired by real-life Japanese street racing group, the Hashiriya, known as the Midnight Club, that hosted illegal street races on the Bayshore route known natively as the Wangan of the Shudo Expressway in the greater Tokyo area. The Midnight Club franchise saw releases on PlayStation 2, Game Boy Advance, Xbox, PlayStation Portable, Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and Microsoft Windows. The first Midnight Club, which would be Midnight Club Street Racing, was released October 2000. The last Midnight Club, which would be Midnight Club Los Angeles, was released October 2009. Are you starting to see a pattern here? Although the games were met with positive reception, I don't believe there's any plans for a sequel as of now. LA Noire. LA Noire is a 2011 detective action-adventure video game developed by Team Bondi and published by Rockstar Games. Set in Los Angeles during 1947, the game follows Detective Cole Phelps' rise through the ranks of the Los Angeles Police Department as he solves a range of cases across various bureaus. The game is played from a third-person perspective. The player may freely roam its interactive open world, primarily in a vehicle or on foot. As the game progresses, the player advances through several police department bureaus: patrol, traffic, homicide, vice, and arson. The story is divided into multiple cases, during which the player must investigate crime scenes for clues, follow up on leads, and interrogate suspects and witnesses. The player's success at these activities impacts how much of each case's story is revealed in their overall rating. The game features fast-paced action sequences, including chases, combat, gunfights, and other sequences. Outside of cases, the player can complete optional street crimes and collect items found around the game's open world. LA Noire was released on PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and the Nintendo Switch. Max Payne. Max Payne is a third-person shooter video game series developed by Remedy Entertainment and Rockstar Studios. The series is named after its protagonist, Max Payne, a New York City police detective turned vigilante after his family was murdered by drug addicts. The first Max Payne game was released across Game Boy Advance, PlayStation 2, Xbox, and the PC. Max Payne 2. In Max Payne 2, our protagonist Max Payne has rejoined the NYPD and has been cleared of all charges for his killing spree thanks to his connections to Senator Alfred Woden, the leader of a secret society called the Inner Circle. During a routine murder investigation, Max finds himself face to face with the fugitive Mona Sachs, who reluctantly joins his investigation. As the two work together to uncover the truth, they begin to develop feelings for each other and they come across a major conspiracy, which this time involves Vladimir Lim, the Italian mob, and the Inner Circle. Max Payne 2 was released across PC, PlayStation 2, and the Xbox. Max Payne 3. In Max Payne 3, our protagonist Max Payne has left New York City and he is now working a private security detail in Sao Paulo, Brazil. When the wife of his employer is kidnapped by a local street gang, Max teams up with his old friend Raul Passos and attempt to rescue her, igniting a gang war that will lead them to confront a much larger conspiracy. Max Payne 3 was released across Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360. Now in 2013, Rockstar would drop a game that would gross them billions of dollars. And 10 years later, that game is still Rockstar's flagship franchise, outlasting all of Rockstar's previous franchises. I think we all know what game that is.
Why did I move here? I guess it was the weather. Or I don't know, that thing, that magic.
Grand Theft Auto 5. GTA 5 would release September 2013 and would cement itself as one of the greatest games of all time. GTA 5 has truly set the bar for all games of this type, and this was a game that was released almost 10 years ago. When a young street hustler, a retired bank robber, and a terrifying psychopath find themselves entangled in some of the most frightening and deranged elements of the criminal underworld, the US government, and the entertainment industry, they must pull a series of dangerous heists in order to survive a ruthless city in which they can trust nobody, least of all each other. GTA 5 was released to critical and commercial success. Grand Theft Auto Online. October 1st, 2013, Rockstar would go on to release GTA Online. GTA Online would go on to be one of the most successful multiplayer sandboxes ever, grossing Rockstar billions of dollars. I would also argue that GTA Online is one of the most successful MMOs ever, but the MMO purists would argue against that, considering the fact that GTA 5 only boasts 32-person lobbies. GTA Online is truly something special. To understand the success of GTA Online, you must first understand the success of GTA 5, as the two are connected. As of now, GTA 5 has sold 165 million units since 2013. 165 million units sold is absolutely staggering, considering a lot of great AAA games are happy if they move 20 million units. I think it could be argued that most people buy GTA 5 for GTA Online, but regardless, GTA 5/GTA Online is truly one of the most successful games of all time. Now, I've played GTA 5 since launch, and to watch this game's evolution has truly been something special to behold. Rockstar Games has obviously put a lot of love and care into this franchise, and because of that, they are still profiting off it to this day. GTA 5 would release on PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, PlayStation 4, Microsoft Windows, Xbox One, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S, and in fact, Rockstar is still releasing new editions of GTA 5 whenever they can. Rockstar has actually become somewhat of a meme like Bethesda nowadays because of how often they're just re-releasing the same game with very minor improvements like visual overhauls. Regardless of that, it cannot be denied that GTA 5 is one of the most successful games of all time. To date, it's stated that GTA 5/GTA Online has brought in over $6 billion for Rockstar and Take-Two Interactive. GTA Online rakes in about $800 million yearly from shark cards alone. GTA 5 is almost 10 years old and still it's raking in $2.5 million a day. But the truth is, these are only some of the most notable games that Rockstar has developed over its tenure. If you look at the actual list that Rockstar has developed or has been some way involved in, the list of games is absolutely enormous. But unfortunately, because of the success of GTA Online, Rockstar's focus has shifted, and who could blame them? When you have a 10-year-old game that's still pulling in $2.5 million a day, these other AAA publishers wish they had a game that could toss numbers like that. In conclusion, guys, I think it cannot be denied that GTA 5 is some kind of anomaly in the gaming world. An anomaly that has grossed Rockstar a fuck ton of money. I don't think we should expect a ton of new releases under Rockstar's banner. A good game takes a lot of time and effort as well as resources and manpower to develop. As long as GTA Online is so successful, Rockstar has no reason to shift its focus and their resources away from their flagship franchise that's still raking in a metric fuck ton of money to this day. GTA Online/GTA 5 is truly something special in the gaming world. But because of that, it's one major reason why Rockstar doesn't seem to be interested in developing new games outside of the GTA and Red Dead franchise anymore. We may be witnessing something truly special, where Rockstar Games started and ended with the GTA franchise. And I know that sounds extremely dramatic, guys, but it's not too late. Rockstar Games is still doing extremely well. The company is far from over. There's still plenty of time for Rockstar to rebound and develop more games. But if the GTA franchise continues to be so successful, Rockstar starting and ending with the GTA franchise may be much more true than you may think. Now I know most of you guys probably noped out a long time ago. If you made it this far in the video, please drop a like. If you didn't like the video, please leave a dislike so I know to do better next time. And thank you guys for tuning in, I really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe for more content, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a beautiful day, guys. Peace.